Hello all. Today we are solving LeetCode problem number 3741, minimum distance between three equal elements, part 2. So we are given, it's so similar to yesterday's problem. So anyways, let me read out the problem. So we are given an integer array which is called as nums, and a tuple which has index I, j, k of three distinct indices is good if nums of I, the values of values at index position I and j and k should be equal, all should be equal. So if it is equal, it forms a good tuple. So now we have to calculate the distance of a good tuple, so which can be calculated by absolute value of I minus j plus j minus k and absolute value of k minus I. So where absolute value of x denotes the absolute value of x. So they have given the definition of absolute value, and we have to find the distance by using this particular formula. So now we will return the integer denoting minimum possible distance of a good tuple. So if a good tuple exists, we return the answer. Else, if it does not exist, we return -1 as the output. So basically we are given the numbers 1 to 113. So from this, looking at this, we can say that there exists a good tuple which has I is equal to 0 and j is equal to position number 2 and k is equal to position number 3. So using which, applying in this particular formula, you can get the output. So this is very similar to the first part, but the only difference is the constraint n n ranges from 0 to 10 power 5. So you cannot use the brute force approach which we used to solve yesterday's problem, but instead we can think of some other things actually. So from looking at this particular problem, right, you can classify, you can categorize or classify this particular array based on the values, right? So if you divide this, you have two as one value, and you have three ones actually, and again threes, right? So using this, you can you can track down the value and the index pair using this, right? So what can we do in order to track down? Because why are we doing it? We are fetching all the values and categorizing it based on a particular value, because we need to check if the nums of I, the value in the index position should be same, right? So if there exist three twos, then this could be, from using this you can locate the index position and then you can calculate the distance. So similarly, you got these three ones under a particular array. So using this, you can locate the index and then you can do the calculation, right? So instead of iterating and checking with the condition, you can convert this into index based array based on the value, right? So what can we use for it? You can use a map. So you can use a map where you will have the key as the value. So you have three different numbers, which is 1, 2 and 3, right? So you can have this as the key, and you can have a value as the array actually. So with this array indicates the index position where this particular one value exists. So from this, you can iterate through the given array, and you can create a new array value having the index position. So you have 0, 2 and 3, and this one has position 1 and this one has position 4. So now you have created the map, and now what you can do is you can pick this particular value and fetch the array, right? And you have 0, 3 and 0, 2 and 3, and now you can iterate through this, and you can fix, you can find a value or assign a value for I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 2 and k is equal to 3, right? But in this case, if you fetch the value based on the value 2, if you fetch the array, you have only 1. So you have only one places to fill, which is I is equal to 1. I'm sorry, I is equal to 1. You do not have any places for j and k, so you can skip it. So So if you have any other value, for example 5 here, then what happens is you can iterate and you will have first three values assigned to this, and next you will have again, you can iterate through this and you can get the combination of ijk and then use it to calculate the result by the formula absolute value of 0 minus 2 and absolute value of 3 minus 0 and absolute value of 3 minus 2. So you get 2, 3, and this will be 1. So adding these you get 6 as the output, so which is exactly what we need. And using this particular approach, you have space complexity of big O of n because of using the map, and since we are fetching the values and iterating it, we will have the time complexity reduced to big O of n times. So this is an efficient solution, and this will solve the time limit exceeded problem if we without following the brute force approach. And with this idea, let us go ahead and code this up. So first we have to create a map. So value map is equal to default dict, and which is of type list because we are using array. So now for you have to enumerate the nums and then you have to append based on the values. So for I and value in enumerate nums, and now you can append it to the map. So value map of you need to append it based on the value, right? So now you have the value was the key dot append and append the I, so index, right? So now this is done, you have the map ready. So now you have the initial result value was a positive infinity, and now you start processing. So for value in map, oops, this should be value map. So now you fetch the array, right? So list is equal to using the map and the value, you can get the list. So now you have the list stored in the lst, list. So now you have to iterate. So for you can have it as y in range, right, and length of list -2. Because why? Because we need the three values. So in order to resulting in out of range issues, we are reducing the length by 2, right? So now you have I, j and k as equal to you have list of this y and list of y plus 1, then list of y plus 2. So now you have the values stored in this variable, and now you can apply the same formula. Let me copy it down because absolute function is same, which is defined there for the Python. So result is equal to minimum of result and the absolute function. So now you have calculated the result. So now if result is equal to float of infinity, you return -1, else return result. So this is the code. Let us run it and submit it, and there you go. Thank you.